Schönen guten Tag und willkommen nach Köln. Yes, we are back with more FM21 Journeyman action. This is episode 44 of the Greeno tour. We're here with Köln in Germany. Today we're going to bring you a livecom double header. So let's get into it. We start with a little bit of transfer news though. So on transfer deadline day, Wolfsburg came in with a very strong offer for Bernd Leno. Bearing in mind he's 34 years old, he was in the final year of his contract and not a starter for us this season. They offered around £12 million, up to about 15 million with a few add-ons. It was just money I couldn't turn down for a guy in the last year of his contract. He was earning too much money anyway. The good news is, we were pretty much able to go out and find a replacement immediately. A really good young prospect. Now, we've paid quite a lot of money for him, around £10 million. But you can see he's got a lot of good attributes already. He's only been at the club a couple of weeks, and already we're starting to see some improvement in some of his attributes as well, which is very good. He's definitely good enough to be our backup goalkeeper this season. He's got 6 caps for Uruguay already at age 18. And I think this guy's going to be a bit of a star for us. If we actually compare him with Leno, you can see he's not quite as good yet, but he's not far off. His physicals are obviously superior. Leno was on pretty much a downward slope, getting a bit old. Technical goalkeeping attributes, yeah, there's some work to do there, but this kid's only 18. I think he's going to be an absolute star for us. One other little bit of transfer news that we have lined up a move for another youngster from South America. This time a centre-half, 3 caps for Colombia at age 17, Jesus Guevara. Again, I think if you take a look at his physicals, for a kid of 17 years of age, they are pretty phenomenal, aren't they? And even his mentals, like his teamwork of 20, work rate 16, determination 17, that's really strong. Tackling 18. He looks like he's going to be a bit of a beast, this kid. He's got a little bit of work to do on some of his technicals. I'd like his heading to be a little bit higher and his marking. But yeah, I think this guy, again, could come into the squad. He's coming in January. And I think he'll make an impact right from the start. Form, since we were together last, has been interesting, to say the least. So we were together for the Hertha Berlin away game, the first game of the season, where we lost 1-0. We followed that up with a 1-1 draw at home to Frankfurt. A penalty we got in that game, Skov converting. Pretty disappointing 3-0 away defeat at Augsburg. That, in honesty, could have been more. But then we beat Bayern 2-0 at home. So goodness knows what's going on with this team. It's all a bit odd, really. We then went to Stuttgart, who are flying high in the table at the moment, to be honest. They beat us 1-0. It wasn't too bad a performance. And we've just beaten Paderborn 2-1 at home. We went a goal down in that game. We absolutely dominated. And we were able to come back and win it 2-1. Deserved win. So today we are heading to Dortmund in our first live com. And then we have a home game against Bayer. So I thought I'd bring you both of them. Let's go and see how we're set up for the Dortmund game. So the first thing you'll notice, I'm sure, is a bit of a change in formation. We had been using this 4-2-3-1, but it wasn't really working too well for us. And this is the formation we used in that win against Bayern Munich. So I'm going to run with that today. It gives Mariba a bit more freedom here. He's pretty effective in this advanced playmaker role. We have to drop the wide players back a little bit. And we're using full-backs rather than wing-backs, but they will still kind of overlap a little bit. Danso gets another chance today. Tin Jedvai, who'd obviously been in the team ever since Danso's dreadful, dismal performance against Hertha Berlin, where he gave away 2 penalties and then got sent off. But Jedvai is out injured today. Danso is going to come in to replace him. The reason I like Danso is that, like Jedvai, he has this long throw attribute, 17, and possesses a long flat throw. Now, while the long throw thing has kind of been nerfed a bit with the last update, if you've got really, really high attributes like that and the long flat throw, it is still a weapon. So we're going to be using him with that today. So that's how we're lining up. Let's get into the game and see how we do against Dortmund. So, of course, the good news is that Dortmund don't have Haaland anymore. He caused us absolute havoc playing for Manchester United when we were at Luton. So it's very, very nice to be playing Dortmund without him in the team. You can see here we're sat in 9th in the table currently. 7 points from our 6 games. Dortmund are up in 4th with 13 points. So it's definitely going to be a big challenge for us today. But one we're up for. We'll give it a good go, as we always do. So they're playing that basically a 4-3-3 by the looks of it. The formation that I generally like to play. But I think going cautiously away from home against a bigger and probably better team is not a bad move, is it? Already some tired legs. We have had quite a few games in recent times. The Paderborn game was not that long ago. Oh, what's happened here? Andrich has got himself sent off. That's not very helpful, is it? Oh my goodness me. Well, Thielmann is going to have to do an awful lot of running around up top. That's a problem, isn't it? Smorgol, what can you do? Can you play as a sort of just a normal central midfielder, maybe? How does that suit you? That's not too bad, is it? Let's do that then. What a terrible, terrible way to start the game. Oh, dear. Okay, well, that's not going to make things any easier for us, is it? Down to 10 men with 75 minutes to play. Free kick for them here. Fortunately, goes wide. Well, I'm glad we're already set up with a cautious mentality so that we don't have to do too much. I think we'll leave it at that. The suggestion is we should move to very defensive, which maybe we'll do with 10-15 minutes to go if we're still in the game, but I don't think it's worth inviting that much pressure onto us this early in the game. Deary me, every game I'm bringing you at the moment, we're getting red cards. It's it's not great, is it? Anyway, we're doing okay. I mean, obviously we're not doing anything as an attacking force currently, but we're sort of holding our own. Is the curse of Greeno going to strike again, though, when as soon as I praise us, we do something stupid? Nope. Gebhardt, good save. So, approaching half-time now. As you can see, they're absolutely dominating us. But that's to be expected anyway, even with 11 men on the pitch, I'd have thought. So, let's get into the dressing room. What are we going to tell the boys here? It's a tricky one. We're a man down but can still get a result here, maybe? No reaction to that whatsoever. So we're impressed with their defending. Pinheiro is demotivated by me telling him I'm impressed with him. That's interesting. Okay. Let's get into the second half. See how we get on. See if we can hold on for a point. We've only had one shot in the entire game. We've probably barely been out of our half, to be honest, have we? But that's okay. That's okay for now. We'll take that. It's been often noted, maybe not so much recently, but earlier in some of my FM21 content, that there was a lot of very dull 0-0 draws kicking around with very few highlights. I will happily take that right now. Right, Skov is tired. It's time to make a change or two. I'll be back in a moment. A couple of changes made. Skov I've taken off and brought Mauro Jr. on. Straight swap there. And Mariba was on a yellow card and not playing very well. So I brought Tafner on to play in that position as well. Let's see if we can hold out. No, we can't. Simple answer to that question. It's taken until the 75th minute, but finally Dortmund have made the breakthrough. A bit of a scrappy goal. Bit disappointing that we couldn't defend that a little bit better, but it just happened to fall at his feet as the shot was blocked. Disappointing. Right, so we're a goal down with about 10 minutes to go. It's probably worth changing this up a little bit, isn't it? So if we go into the tactics here, we can move this up a little bit. Tafner is not going to be a ball-winning midfielder. Good lord, no chance. What about a roaming playmaker? Do you fancy that? Let's just see if we can get forward a little bit better and make an impact on this game in the last 10 minutes. Corner here for Dortmund, though. Cleared. Up to Thielmann. Collects the ball well. Counter-attack opportunity here. Not got a lot of support up with him. But Batista Meyer arrives. Easy enough save for the Dortmund goalkeeper there. Highlights continuing, though, which is a bit of a worry. Good save, Gebhardt. One for the cameras there, I think, more than anything. Pinheiro also tired out. We don't really have anyone who can come on for him, I don't think. So he might just have to get on with it. Right, small goal. De Bruyne. Good ball to Thielmann. He looked offside to me there. Yeah, linesman is flagging. That's a shame. Really good finish. But he was a yard or two offside, I think. Let's see just how much it was. Are they going to show us a highlight? Yeah, you can see just there. Look, he's gone a little bit too early. What a finish, though. Okay, so can we make a change and take Pinheiro off? Let's have a quick little look. We don't have a right back on the bench anywhere. I think he's just going to have to get on with it. Unless we put Lavia in there for a little bit. He's not a great defender. There's only a few minutes left. Maybe it'll give us a bit more of an option down the right-hand side. Oh, it doesn't really matter anyway. There's Dortmund's second. Ramiz Aslan. Well, we were always going to be up against it, I think, with 11 men. Definitely playing so long with 10 men. I mean, they've had 33 shots in this game. To only concede 2 is not bad. Thielmann's blooming offside again. Oh dear, someone teach that man the offside rule. Goal disallowed. Yet again. As you can see here, look, I mean, he's not that far off, I suppose. The fullback there, almost playing him on, but he's about a yard off. 2 disallowed goals, huh? Well, I don't think we deserved anything out of this game, and we haven't got anything. It's a 2-0 win for Dortmund. So we're straight into the second live com of the episode. Today we're at home against Bayer Leverkusen. We're going to use this as an opportunity to go back to the 4-2-3-1. Obviously, Andrich is out suspended today. So we bring Orestiano, or Orestano even, into that attacking midfield role, dropping Mariba back to a Metsala role. Otherwise, pretty much stay the same. Jedvaj is back available, though. He comes into the back 4. Danso misses out. Let's get straight into the game, see how we do. So there's our lineup in all its glory. Hopefully we're going to put in a little bit of a better performance today than we did against Dortmund. It'd be ideal if we can keep 11 men on the pitch for more than about 15 minutes. So we're sat in 11th place now in the table. Bayer Leverkusen are down there in 15th, but only 1 point behind us. Looks like they're going to be setting up with a sort of 5-3-2 kind of formation. Yeah. Hopefully we can get down this down the flanks a little bit and expose a little bit of weakness around those areas. Our overlapping should work quite well. So 10 minutes into the game, it looks like the first opportunity here. Mariba's already picked up a knock. Oh, goodness me, hit the post there, Skov. We're going to have to take Mariba out, aren't we? Well, let's wait for this highlight to play through. Skov here with the short corner routine. Back to Batista Meyer. Oh, just wide of the post. That is unfortunate. So who can come on for Mariba? Maybe Tafana. Maybe Lavia. Let's try Tafana. Okay, so we're doing okay. We've had probably slightly the better of the game thus far. Could do with troubling the scorers a little bit more, though. Maybe we'll move up from a balance to a positive mentality. So we're going into an international break after this game, so it would be nice to go into that with a positive result under our belts. Keep us away from the bottom 3. That would be ideal. Don't seem to be doing a lot in this sort of second half of the first half, if you know what I mean. couple of opportunities, but no highlights. So I think we're going to have to get into them a little bit at half time and get them to push on a little bit more. Get them to up their morale, up their performance. So what are we going to say here? Not happy with the performance. Let's motivate them a little bit. Get them straight out for the second half with a bit of a flea in their ear. Give it 5 minutes, and then we'll shout a little bit of encouragement to them. That's not how we do that. So, let's try focusing out on these wide areas. Not much happening still. I mean, we're having plenty of shots, some of them on target, but obviously none of them really highlight worthy. Our wide players are starting to tire somewhat. Thielmann is having a very poor game up front. I think we might want to be thinking about taking him off, in fact. Let me go and make that change. I'll be back in a moment. In fact, I've made 2 changes. So Fiat Arp has come on up front for Thielmann. And we made a change out on the left-hand side. Batista Meyer was tiring, so we brought Evina on for him. Here's Batista Meyer before he goes off, clearly. Having an effort. Evina should be on now, at least, then. So we've got about 15 minutes to go. Come on, let's encourage the boys a bit here. Skov is very, very tired now. Could do with a goal, though. Here's Jedvaj. No long throw from him that time. Breiner, Tafana. Oh, problems. Problems. No defenders. Get back. What a challenge. What a challenge. Whew. That's the problem with the centre-half taking long throws. Sometimes fullbacks don't follow the instructions to stay back that I set. They like to get up and get involved. So it does leave us a little bit light at the back. So let's see if there's anything we can do in the last 5 minutes or so to try and push this on a little bit more. Let's drag it wider. Let's be a little bit more expressive. Not sure we want to play out of defence. I think we're going to distribute out to the flanks. Distribute quickly. Okay. And let's give that a go. Just 5 minutes or so to go, I guess, including stoppage time. Can we pinch a late goal? It doesn't look like it. Looks like we're going to play right through till full time. And it's a 0-0 bore draw, unfortunately. After all the games have been played this weekend, we find ourselves down in 12th position, 8 points from our 8 games. And I've just realised that you've seen 3 of those games and are yet to see a Köln goal. That's a little bit disappointing. We have scored a few, only 5 in our 8 games so far. So I think over the international break we're going to be working on some attacking formations and a bit of finishing training perhaps. If we look at our schedule, we've got a couple of potentially winnable games coming up, I think. Union Berlin away and Nuremberg at home. Leipzig away probably fairly tricky, I'd have thought, but there aren't really that many easy games in the Bundesliga. Where I probably will bring you back is somewhere round about the end of November, beginning of December. This sort of 3-match thing with Hoffenheim, Wolfsburg and Mönchengladbach looks kind of interesting. So somewhere in amongst there, I think. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Apologies for the lack of goal action from our strikers. That's something I'm definitely going to be working on trying to sort out. If you have enjoyed it, please drop a like on there for me. It helps me get seen by more people, of course. And if you've got any comments about this episode or the series as a whole so far, I would love to see them below. And don't forget, if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, come and hop on the Greenobus. There is plenty of room for you all. Just remains for me to thank you for watching, and I will see you soon for some more action here in Germany with Köln. Bye for now.